Welcome to a Trip to India podcast, episode 7, y'all. I'm on a roll. Y'all have no idea how proud I am of myself right now. But I just want to get into our topic for today, which is setting boundaries. This is one of my favorite topics. I feel like I talk about it frequently because it's such an important aspect of our life if you are trying to, just develop yourself and elevate into a more successful you. And this goes out to all the people who claim to be nice people. I was once one of those people who felt like they were a nice person until I got a rude awakening one day. And I feel like I mentioned this before, but my professor was going over the etymology, the original meaning of words, and the one that stuck out to me the most was nice. So the original meaning of nice is stupid. That's the etymology of it. It translates to stupid. So do nice things, end up in nice situations. But I'll keep the conversation going, and I'll tell you the 3 areas where I feel like it is the most essential to have boundaries. So for setting boundaries, I just wanted to break it down to 3 different aspects in your life where I feel like it is essential, it is imperative, it is the most beneficial thing you can do is to set boundaries around your finances, your time, and your space. So if you feel like you got all that down, that you're not easily swayed and that people can't make you do anything that you don't want to do, this is not for you. But for those of you who are easy to pick up other people's problems or want to fix everything, or find yourself drained and find yourself being taken advantage of and feeling low at the end of things, I think this episode is for you. So just going right into it, I'm gonna go into finances. Finances is one of the most important places where I feel that you should self-prioritize. So I'll break it down for personal, like how you should set boundaries, personal boundaries, how you should set boundaries for others, and then the consequences and the benefits of doing so to each. An example for a personal boundary when it comes to finances, I would say, is having a budget and honoring it. That is the first step at having any type of boundaries that you can have before it goes to anyone else. Because if you don't honor yourself, then nobody else will honor you as well. So when I say by budget, I mean that this set amount of money is dedicated to bills, and then you have a set amount of money that is dedicated to savings and entertainment and stuff like that. But you should honor the rules and the limits that you set for yourself in order to have a full life, or just a less stressful life. But when it comes to others, one of my personal boundaries that I have set is I no longer loan money. That is the worst thing you can do to yourself. I give money, but I no longer loan money. So this is for all those people who like to give, I won't say but who typically tend to give their last, knowing that they actually really need it, but for the sake of being nice or for the sake of being helpful, you do it anyway, and then relationships crumble because either A, you really did need that money and you were expecting it to get returned to you in a timely manner, or B, you really didn't want to give it in the first place, but you felt like that's something you should do, so you felt resentment the moment the money went away. I've been there before, so it's okay, you can keep it real with me. Also, just think about the consequences of that. For the personal consequences, if you go outside of your budget, then your bills just won't be paid. Or you'll have to miss out on a couple fun nights, you know, for the sake of security. Maybe you'll just have to wait a little longer before you go out to eat, wait a little longer before you buy your favorite pair of shoes or something, you know, or that vacation you've been waiting to do. Maybe you have to do that. But then there's also consequences for others. Now, this is gonna be a repeated theme for the consequences for almost all three stages: the finances, the space, and the time. And it is, people are gonna get mad. People are going to get mad. It's okay. It's gonna have to happen. If you think that this podcast, or at least that this episode, is to help you not make others mad, this isn't for you. Because in order to be a successful person, you're gonna have to prioritize yourself first. And not a lot of people are gonna be okay with that. But going on to the next aspect of where I feel like priorities are important, or where I feel boundaries are important, is your time. Time is money, y'all, okay? You cannot just be wasting it on everybody. You can't waste it on everybody. You can't even waste it on yourself. Now, when I say time is when you need to set boundaries for like personal time, I feel like you should dedicate a day if you can, which I haven't got to yet, or certain amount of time throughout the day that is just strictly solely dedicated to you. I try to do at least 30 minutes to an hour a day where I'm just literally not worried about anybody else. I'm doing whatever it is that I want to do. It could be nothing. It could be a nap. It could be me watching TV. It could be me reading a book. But just know that in that time, I don't care who it is, what it is, I'm not answering that phone. I'm not engaging with anybody that I don't feel like engaging with at the time. And then when it comes to others, I feel like it is when you in the house, you chilling, you vibing, you watching your Netflix, you comfortable, it's cozy, it's a Friday, it's a Saturday, somebody calls. They want you to come out. Now for me, setting boundaries, if I really don't feel like it, if I'm really comfortable in whatever I'm doing, I'm just gonna stay in. And that's my personal boundary. It could also be in the form of someone asking you for a favor. It doesn't have to be monetary, you don't have to do nothing with money. But it could be just you tagging along with them somewhere. It's your time, you can say no. The basis of this with boundaries is that you can say no. Like I said, the consequences are similar to the consequences before when it came to money. Somebody's gonna get mad, or they're gonna respect it, but a lot of the times somebody's feelings are gonna be hurt. But the benefit, okay, the benefit is that you will be at peace. You will be good. You will be all right. And that's the most important part. So after we've covered your finances, your time, space, you need to set boundaries with space. Now, I do know that other people are different. Some people are messier than others. Like some people have this like thing that it doesn't matter where it is. They have this photographic memory. They know where that stuff is and they like it that way. They function better that way. I'm not one of those people. I need my space to be clean. So that's one of my boundaries that I set for myself. I make sure that my room, my living quarters are clean and serene, okay? So, because that's what makes me feel better. That's what makes me feel like I'm on the right path, that I'm just doing stuff right. And when it comes to others, this one might hit a nerve with some people, but I'm not saying all of the boundaries that I set is for everybody. I'm just letting you know what boundaries I have set for myself. And one of those is when it comes to my space and other people, I am no longer allowing people to live with me. Right now, I have roommates, but I am eventually getting my own apartment and it would be solo dolo. So if you are not my significant other, the chances of you living with me are very, very slim at this point. This is a new boundary, and you can set up new boundaries and take away boundaries as long as you go along the way. Boundaries aren't set, but for me, I would no longer allow people to live with me anymore. Because for one, I know in my heart of hearts that I'm gonna be resentful. I'm not gonna want you there. So to keep me from being mad at myself in the situation or you, or to keep myself from breaking down these friendships and stuff like that, I know that that's one of those things that I will not budge at anymore. And so I guess the consequences of that is that, like I said, someone will be mad. I hope we understand. I hope we are comfortable with that at this point, that like somebody is gonna be mad. And even yourself, you might put yourself through guilt. Like when it comes to the space, I know me, if somebody came to me saying that they needed to stay somewhere because stuff wasn't going on, going right for them, I'm gonna feel bad because I could have potentially been someone to help. But I know for a fact, I'm not doing that anymore. Like if there's a small limit, my limit might be a weekend, that's it. Like I have PTSD when it comes to people saying they're gonna stay for 2 weeks. I have PTSD. This is annoying. I have PTSD when it comes to people saying they're gonna stay. They don't want me to say this. I might have to keep this in. I hate trains. Okay, like I was saying, I have PTSD when it comes to people saying that they're gonna stay for 2 weeks and then it turns into 2 years or 2 months, 3 months, whatever. It wasn't the 2 weeks. We all have been there, or you might have done it before, but I know that I can't do it. I can't do it. And so the consequences, like I said, I might guilt trip myself, or the other person might be mad. But the benefit of that is that I will be at peace mentally. No more am I compromising my mental peace for anyone else. Like I just can't do it anymore. It's not even in me to do that anymore. But yeah, if you've been following, if you're hearing the words that I'm saying, I think you are starting to see the pattern of setting boundaries and what those consequences and benefits are. Most of the time, consequences are people are going to be mad. Okay, that's fine. And then most of the benefits is that you are going to have a peace of mind. But like I said, if you are in this and you don't want to make others mad, this is just not for you. And then you're just going to have to be okay with this. I think this setting boundaries also lets you know that you can't get mad at others when you allow people to do certain things. I've seen others complain so much about how much they've done for others and that they don't get the same in return. Already you're coming from the wrong place, because it was still you that knew you didn't have much to give and you gave anyway, knowing that you might be resentful, and now you're mad at them because they got what they needed out of you. They're done. Like, I mean, I understand when it's mutual people, like when it comes to friends and family, you feel like that they're concerned about you as well just because you have helped them out. But 9 times out of 10, that's not the case. Because when people are in their own storm, they can only see so far. They can only see what is with them. It's tunnel vision. They so deep into like whatever that problem is, it's hard for them to even see what's going on with you. And I say that from personal experience. Please do not get the wrong idea that this episode is more so coming from the giving standpoint. I have been on both sides. I have been the taker and I have been the giver. But that is how I learned that boundaries are important. There have been people who have helped me that I've realized in hindsight that I never even thought about what was going on their end, because I was so caught up in what was going on with me. I knew that maybe someone around, all I was concerned with was that someone could help me. And that's just human nature at this point. We gotta stop getting mad and being resentful when a lot of the times we are the reason. We have to hold ourselves accountable. Another one of the benefits that I realized that I didn't mention, but it goes for all three aspects of life that I was talking about, is people will start to treat you different. They will start to come with you with respect. Instead of just expecting things out of you, they will be asking things out of you. They will know that you may or may not be able to fulfill what they have going on. And the only person they can get mad at is themselves at this point, because you made it known and clear what your boundaries were. And if you could, then you would. And if you can't, then that's just it. Like, that is it. Also, one of the benefits is that, another benefit is that you will be confident, you will have clarity, you'll be able to just not find yourself in a guilt trip spiral anymore. But to wrap this up, I do want to leave with this, with a wise man once told me, you cannot pour from an empty cup. And that saying has never left me. In order to help others, you have to help yourself first, basically. So yes, maybe at the time people will be mad at you, but if you are already at a half cup and you have just poured the last into others and then you're left with nothing, you are gonna feel resentful. But the thing is, you can't get mad at the people that you gave to. You have to be mad at yourself for not prioritizing yourself. And I'm working on this right now. Like, I'm not a master at this at all. It's just something that I've grew to learn that is necessary if I want to become successful. And I am going to be successful, okay? So if you don't know, now you know. A Trip to India podcast is about my road to success, okay? But I just want to bring others with me. But I do want to say, if you have made it this far to the end of this podcast, give yourself a round of applause, and I really appreciate you. All I'm gonna ask is that you follow me on Instagram at Atrip2India podcast, spelt the same as you see it on YouTube, as you see it on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Just please go to my Instagram, comment, DM me, give me different topics that you would like for me to explore or to expand on. I'm open to all of it. My next episode will be about finding gratitude in 2020. It is in the spirit of Thanksgiving. I know it's been a crazy year for us, but I know that we can find it. We can find something to be thankful for, regardless if it's just waking up the next day. But please, thank you for rocking with me. Hit that subscribe button. Tell someone about me. Bring them on in. But thank you. I'll see you next time.